Hi, I'm Dustin Hanley with Shift Power Yoga, and as a teacher training studio, I am pleased to introduce to you one of our most recent graduates, Val Dobbin, for your Week 4 practice of your 40 Days to Personal Revolution. Your theme for this week is restoration, and the laws of transformation that we'll be working with are relax with what is and remove the rocks. I hope you enjoy this practice.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Val Dobbin. Welcome to Week 4 of your 40 Days to Personal Revolution. Let's get started in Child's Pose. Knees wide apart, send your hips to your heels, reach your hands out in front of you. And right away, come into your breath. Get present to how you're feeling this evening. Where there might be any stiff muscles. Feel the tops of your feet on your mat. Feel your knees and your legs on your mat and feel the support underneath you. And right away get connected to your Ujjayi breathing. In through your nose and out through your nose. Your conscious breathing. Notice the quality of it. Let it be your anchor through your entire class. It's not a forced breath, but it is an audible one. Lift your hips to the ceiling and come into downward facing dog. Let your heels drop heavy to your mat. Lift your tailbone to the ceiling. Push into all four corners of your hands. Walk your feet to your hands and hang in ragdoll. Gather each elbow with your opposite hands. Have a slight bend to your knee. Feet hip width distance apart. And let go of your neck here. Anything you might be holding on to. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Just let gravity do the work here. Let everything go. Hug your belly in toward your spine and slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Reaching your hands over your head to the ceiling. And really wake up here in Tadasana. Make your side body long, grounding to all four corners of your feet. Maybe lift and separate your toes, bring your feet alive, your hands alive. Reach and stretch, and bring your hands together down to the front of your chest. At heart center, close your eyes. We'll start off our class with the sound of one Om. Inhale and exhale to Om. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, reach crown of your head to the front of the room, tailbone to the back. Put your hands on your mat and step back into high plank. Lower down, low plank. Bring your chest through, open up into upward facing dog, inhale. Roll over your toes, send your hips to the ceiling, downward facing dog. With empty lungs, step forward to the front of your mat, reach up. Inhale, reach all the way to the ceiling, hands over your head. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, come forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, empty out, come to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise, bring your hands up over your head, reach for the ceiling. Exhale as you lower your hands down to your mat. Step back, high plank, low plank. Raise your heart, upward facing dog. Raise your hips, downward facing dog. Let's do one more sun A. Walk or hop to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way to Tadasana. Fold. Exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold here for a couple of breaths. Push all four corners of your hands into your mat. Lift your tailbone to the ceiling. Empty out and come to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Now take chair pose. Utkatasana, hips down and back. Reach your fingers to the ceiling. Lift your shoulders up and back. Fingers alive. Big toes together and a little apart at the heels. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, raise your heart. Exhale, lift your hips. Right foot forward, warrior one. Root down, rise up, both hands to the ceiling. Exhale, chaturanga. One breath, one movement. Inhale, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior one. Inhale, rise up. Hands back to your mat. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Another breath in and out. Come to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Take chair pose. Separate your toes a bit just to give your hips a little more room. Great. Reach for the ceiling. Hips down and back. Look up, reach up, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Hips raise the side of your body. Shoulders on your back. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior one. Push from the outside of your left foot, knee over your ankle. Exhale, chaturanga. You go down, lift your heart, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior one. Back leg straight, hips square to the front of your mat, and hands to your mat, high plank, down to low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg straight behind you. Flex your right foot as if you were stepping on the back wall. Now lift your knee to the ceiling and open up your hips. A big opening, keep lifting your knee to the ceiling. Stack your right hip on top of your left. Keep your shoulders square to your mat. And you can hold here for a good long side stretch, or go ahead and flip your dog. Root down, both feet at 12 o'clock. Push down, lift your hips, reach your hand back. Drishti, your focus on your fingers. Breathe, push into the floor, and come back in high plank. Forward into high plank. Spin your feet over to the right hand side and we'll take side plank. Great modification there. Hands alive to the ceiling. Hold and breathe. Flex your feet. Lift your left leg. Flex your foot. Toes to the ceiling. Gaze towards your top hand. And come back down to high plank. Lower chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Hold and breathe. Lift your hips to the ceiling. Push your thighs toward the back wall. Lift your left leg straight behind you. Flex your toes. Lift your knee to the ceiling. Open up your hips. Stack your left hip on top of your right. Shoulders and chest square to your mat. And go ahead and flip your dog. Root down in all four corners of your feet. Reach your top hand toward the front of the room. Lifting hips as high as you can. Push down into the floor. Engage your core. And come back over into high plank. Spin your heels and take Vasisthasana on the left side. Shoulders onto your back, feet flexed, push your hips to the ceiling. Lift your top leg, toes to the ceiling, flexed foot, reach up. Hold for 2 more breaths. And come back into high plank, through to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Know that every downward facing dog can be replaced with child's pose. Always listen to your own body here. Keep the bulk of your weight on the inside triad of your hands, and it just helps protect your wrists. Right foot forward, come into crescent lunge. Both feet pointing forward. Your right knee over your right ankle. Maybe a little bit longer of a stance, and bring your heel up over your toes. Reach fingers to the ceiling. Push your knee forward to the front of the room. Bring your hands down through heart center, and on full lunge, stretch, make your spine long, and twist your left elbow over your right knee. Push through your back heel, so you've got one long line of energy going from your heel right through to the crown of your head. Hips nice and square to the front, that's great. Open up your arms. Drishti, your gaze to your top hand. Helicopter into warrior two. Both heels in line with each other. Send your knee over your ankle. Arms strong. And bring both hands to your mat, and we'll float to the other side. Side angle. Sorry, we're going to do side angle first. Maybe a little bit wider stance so that your knee will land right over your ankle. And you can put your forearm right on your knee and then reach with your top hand. And vinyasa to the other side. Both hands down to your mat. Step back, high plank to low plank. Upward facing dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. Empty out. And another deep breath. As you exhale, bring your left foot forward into crescent lunge. Heel up over your foot, side body long, shoulders up and back. With full lunge, get as much space as you can in your spine. Hands to your heart center, and exhale your right elbow across your left knee for twisted crescent lunge. A great modification here is to drop your back knee into a low lunge. Open up your arms. Keep your body long from your heel right through to the crown of your head. Gaze to your top hand. Helicopter into warrior two. Take side angle on the left. Bring your forearm either to the top of your thigh or to the floor or a block. As always, engage your core, belly button to your spine. Both hands to the floor. Take chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk or hop to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Take chair pose, Utkatasana. Hips down and back, a little distance between your feet, especially for women, gives us a little more room for our hips. Reach. Bring your hands to your heart center and twist your left elbow across to your right knee. Keep your chest higher than your hips. Hips even, don't let your left knee sneak forward, so pull back your left hip crease to the center of your mat. Go ahead and open up your arms. With every inhale, find more space in your spine. With every exhale, twist. Forward fold. Separate your feet to hip distance. Grab your big toes with your peace fingers. Back the same side. And lift your tailbone to the ceiling and just hang over your thighs. Let your head and your neck go. Use the strength of your biceps to pull your head closer to your toes. Elbows out to the sides of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Stretch the crown of your head to the front, tailbone to the back. Exhale, forward fold. Take chair pose. Sit down, hips back. Bring your hands to your heart center and twist right elbow to your left knee. Bring the crease of your right hip back. Can you bring your shins back over your heels? Stretch long from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Inhale, lengthen. Open your arms. Twist. And exhale, forward fold. Separate your feet hip distance with the palms of your hands to your mat and step up on them, gorilla pose. Walk your toes right up to your hip creases. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. Release your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, put your hands on the mat, step back into high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. One more breath in and we'll empty out through our mouth. Inhale. One more inhale. Empty out, bring your feet to the front of your mat. And rise one vertebrae at a time all the way to Tadasana. Find your connection to your breath. Let's take eagle on the right side. Right arm under left. Right leg up over your left. So bring your right knee up and over. Elbows at shoulder height. Lift the crown of your head to the ceiling. Shoulders back and push your hands away from your face. Release, reach both hands over your head. Eagle on the left side. Left arm under right, left leg over right. Sit down and back. Firmly push your right foot into the floor. Squeeze top leg into the bottom. Release. Take eagle on the right side again. Second set. Right arm under, right leg over. Sit down and back. Bring your shin over your heel. Reach your hands away from your face. And release. Take the other side. Left side eagle. Left arm under, left leg over. Sit your hips down and back. Keep reaching the crown of your head to the ceiling. Shoulders back towards the back wall. Push your hands away from your face. And release. Inhale, both hands over your head. Drop your left hand and take your right ankle. Drop your right hand and pick up your right foot for dancer's pose. Grab either your ankle, the top of your foot, and kick back. Kick back, reach forward. Keep reaching your hand toward the ceiling, chest open and square to the front of the room. Strong foundation. Squeeze your muscles to your bones of your standing leg. And release. Take the other side. Both hands over your head. Drop your left hand, pick up your left foot. Reach for the ceiling, kick back with your left foot. Keep kicking and reaching and kicking and reaching, toes alive. Breathe, hips square, and release. Dancers, second set, right side. Hands over your head, pick up your foot with your right hand, and kick and stretch. Shoulders square to the front of your mat. Flex your toes and release. Dancers, left side. Reach both hands up, grab your left foot with your left hand. Reach and kick. And release. Take tree pose. Bring the sole of your right foot to the inside of your left shin or up on your thigh. Hands at heart center. Pull your right hip back into the center line. Strong left leg. And go ahead and express, reach your hands, perhaps your eyes. Go into your fullest expression. And come down. Tree left side, left sole of your foot on your shin or on your upper thigh, just not near your knee. Hold and breathe. Strong foundation. Push all four corners of your standing foot into the mat. Reach and breathe. And bring your hands back down to heart center. Foot down to the mat. Inhale, breathe your hands up over your head Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Flow. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior one. Root down, reach up, open up into warrior two. Straighten your front leg, turn your toes toward the badass wall. Wide-legged forward fold. Hands on your hips, long straight back, abs to your spine. Put your hands on the floor and either use them to help get your tailbone to the ceiling. A slight bend in your legs, it helps you get access to your spine. If your head easily goes to the floor, maybe don't take your legs quite as wide. Let go of the tension in your neck if you're holding on to any. Bring your hips forward over your heels. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on your mat. Turn both your feet to the front of your mat. Bring your back foot in about halfway towards your front foot, and we'll take pyramid pose. So hands on your mat or blocks, halfway lift, long spine. Now fold your body over your right thigh. Think navel to thigh. Both legs straight, if you can. A little water quality in your knees is fine. Hips square. And step back into high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. With empty lungs, step your foot forward, root down, rise up into warrior one, left side. Open up, warrior two. Hands reaching, fingers wide apart. And heel toe your feet facing, both facing the mirror side wall. This time interlace your fingers behind your back. Bring your hands off your bottom and bend over. Engage your core. Lift your hands. Open your chest. Both hands to your mat, halfway lift, and with bend to your knees, turn both feet toward the front of your mat, bring your back foot in, and we'll do pyramid, left foot forward. Lengthen your spine towards the front of the room, send your crown of your head to knee, and then lower over your left knee. Really push into the ball of your big toe on your left foot. Hips square to the front, so bring your left hip back. And with the bend in both your knees, vinyasa back to downward facing dog. Come forward into high plank and slowly lower down until you're all the way to your mat. Turn your head and look at the onto your right ear. And gently turn your neck the opposite direction. Give your neck a stretch out. And set up for Locust. Put your hands flat on the floor near your hips, fingertips facing forward. A little bit closer to your ribs actually, yeah. And knees hip width apart. Push your hips into your mat and lift up your shoulders. So feet to the floor, use your back strength to open up your chest, keep your neck long and neutral. And lower. This time, airplane arms. So arms out behind you, root down through your hips, lift your arms, lift your feet. And breathe and lift. And release. Floor bow. Reach back and grab the tops of your feet or your ankles. And kick your feet back and up. Hang on to your ankles like vice grips, and your feet are doing the work here. Keep pushing your feet to the back wall, your shins to the back wall, flex your feet and lift. And release. One more set of floor bow. Reach back, grab your feet or ankles, root down through your hips and lift up. Feet to the ceiling, flex your toes, open your chest. And release. Bring yourself back up onto your knees, and we will take camel. So knees hip width distance apart, hands on your bottom as if they were in your jeans pockets. Push your hips forward to the front of the room and walk your eyes along the ceiling as you go back. Keep pushing your hips to the front and you go back. If you can see the back wall and want to grab, reach for your heels. And come back up. And sit on your heels or take child's pose. Reach your hands long. Reconnect with your breath here. And come back up onto your knees. Second set, camel. Hands on your buttocks. Push your hips forward to the front of your room and you go back. Walk your eyes along the ceiling toward the back wall. Push your hips to the front. Lift your heart to the ceiling. And release. Come back onto your bottoms and we will set up to bridge pose, little bridge. So feet at 12 o'clock, hip width distance apart. Bring your heels back towards your hips so that you can perhaps tickle the back of your heels. Now lift your hips up and interlace your hands underneath you and roll your right wrist, your right shoulder under and then your left shoulder under. So your foundation becomes the four corners of your feet pushing into your mat. Visualize a block between your thighs, squeeze the block. Push your hands into the mat. And come down. We'll take a second set and you can take another bridge or take a wheel. If you're going to take a wheel, put your hands down by your ears, fingers facing your heels, and you go up, bridge or wheel. Hold and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Come back down to your back. Take Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet together, knees out to the side of your mat. You bring your hands onto your belly or lying on your mat beside you, palms to the ceiling. Bring your feet together and lift them to the ceiling. So feet straight to the ceiling. You can put your hands under your lower back if you need a little bit of extra support. Flex your feet and lower them down together about 30% of the way. %30 more. Now bring them down to a hover and perhaps pick up your shoulders off the mat. Lift your head and shoulders to look at your toes. Flex your little toes back towards your face. And lower down, bring your heels back up to the ceiling. One more time, lower down 30%. Push out through your heels. Lower 30 more %. And bring them down to a hover. Lift your shoulders, look at your toes, toes alive. Small foot back to your mat and bring them all the way back to the top. Bring your knees into your chest. And we're going to bicycle. So bring your left elbow, hands behind your head, left elbow to your right knee, and stretch out your left leg strong. And now other side. And keep going this way for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back down and Supta Baddha Konasana. Use your hands to bring your knees together. Keep your hands behind your thighs and rock and roll up to a seated position. We're going to set up for seated pigeon on the right-hand side. So bring your right shin over the top of your left thigh, hands behind you. Seated pigeon, yeah. Seated pigeon, good. Flex your top foot. And push your sternum, your upper body forward and should feel a really great opening down the right-hand side of your leg. Now bring your left leg down and flex your foot along the floor, and we'll set up for double pigeon. So just wrap your left foot in, flex it. Both shins as parallel to the front of your mat as you can get them, and both feet flex and lean forward. Come back up to seated and bring your left leg over top of your right thigh for seated pigeon, other side, left side. A little bend in your elbows is kind here. And now double pigeon, left side. Put your right leg down and flex it, left leg on top. And reach your heart forward. And let your neck go here. Undo your legs, straighten them in front of you. So both legs together, feet flexed, reach your arms up straight to the ceiling with a long spine. Reach for your toes, Paschimottanasana. slowly roll up and lay down on your back. We're going to do an inversion. You can either take shoulder stand or hips on a block. So shoulder stand, your hands to your hips, and push your feet toward the ceiling. Reach hips towards your face, heels toward the ceiling. Flex your feet and bring your feet down into plow pose. So bring them to the floor toward the back wall. Drop your knees by your ears for deaf man pose. Slowly lower your hips to your mat and grab the inside or outside of your ankles for happy baby. Pull your knees down toward your armpits, shoulders and head on the floor. Grabbing your shins is fine behind your knees. And just hold and open your hips, pull knees down, rock side to side, give your lower back a little massage. Bring both your knees to your chest. Hug your knees into your chest. Now drop your knees to your right side. Both knees to your right side. Keep your shoulders grounded into your mat for a supine twist. So flat on your back. Bring both knees back to your chest and drop them over to the opposite side. Roll back to center and lengthen out into Shavasana. Feet wide, palms open to the ceiling. Close your eyes. this 40 days to personal revolution. The law that speaks to me the most is understand that the whole is the goal. Gandhi said, you cannot do wrong in one part of your life and expect to do right in all others. There are some things that are known only in their wholeness that you cannot dissect, and health is one of them. True health is not just an illness-free body, nor a peaceful and clear mind, nor clean eating, or a higher purpose. It is all of those things combined with a love and a connection to your own conscious. Health is wholeness. Start to awaken your feet and your hands, wiggle your toes. Take a long body stretch. Reach over your head, reach your toes toward the front of the room. Roll over onto your right side. And keep your eyes closed and come up to a seated position. Hands at heart center. We'll finish our class with the sound of one Om. Inhale. Bring your hands, your thumbs to your forehead center. The light in me bows to and honors the light in you. Together we say Namaste.
Namaste.